Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Sobriety Sundays. It's your boy Abdirahman. I'm here with
Maryam.
It was so nice having you on our podcast. First and foremost, I know we haven't had an episode for a while. You niggas need to start telling your stories. Embrace yourself. But in a serious note, I really want to thank you for coming here. I know you for some time, but initially when I seen your story on TikTok, I was so taken aback by your bravery, your resilience, and your courage.
Thank you.
Not only because your story, marks all of those characteristics, but even more so because you're a woman, and it's something that I talk about often because I myself am in long-term recovery. And I know that the acceptance that I receive, a lot of times women don't. The acceptance that I receive and, applause that I receive is sometimes not the same for women. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not, as welcoming,
Facts.
And so I just really want to applaud you for that. And, thank you for coming on to this podcast so that so many, people can, hear your story, and inshallah that they be, inspired by what you got to say.
Me. Thank you so much for having me, Wallahi.
Yeah, for sure.
I do appreciate it. I love it being here. The vibes are amazing. You're amazing. You've been my homie for a minute, and it's just nice to see your face. It's nice to see you doing well. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for having me. Wow.
Thank you. So what we're going to start with first is, I think, this is a good segue is kind of what brought you to kind of like tell your story online? What kind of, you didn't do that before and you just came and said it. What brought it out of, like, what was the
reason?
Yeah.
The reason was I feel like you said many times, like a lot of our brothers and sisters are suffering in silence. And I just wanted to tell my story and like to show like this is nothing to be ashamed of, and like hopefully like that it would reach some people and maybe like inspire some people, have conversations, meet new people that are in recovery, talk to people that are still in addiction, and kind of, encourage them that and tell them that it's possible, they can do it, and kind of like change the narrative on addiction because as you know, the stereotype is crazy. The support is not where we need it to be.
Yeah.
So it's just one step at a time, wallahi.
So how did you feel when you came out? Was it fear in the beginning? How did it feel when you first released it? How did it feel afterwards? There was a lot of, people that were watching it, commenting.
Yes.
How did all of that feel?
Beforehand, it was fear, it was procrastination. When I actually posted it, I think that was the scariest part. Yeah. Like I swiped out a TikTok.
Post button, boom. Put the phone on D&D, boom. I'm not having it. I don't want nobody to call me.
I was like, as soon as I posted it, I got out of TikTok. I said, yo, whatever happens type of thing,
Yeah.
But even after, like when it started getting like some love, like I was so overwhelmed. It didn't feel real. I felt like I was dreaming, wallahi, because I could never imagine that there's that much support in our community, So it was a really good feeling. I was relieved in a way as well.
Yeah, like something's like off of your back.
Yeah, like there's still hope.
Yeah.
That, and there's people that do care and they're listening and they're curious, and that's one thing I love is curiosity.
Yeah.
Like when I get questions and things like that, because that means that like
you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
people that I think the worst is when you think that you know everything, or you feel like, you know what I mean? Addiction is this or addiction is that, and you've never dealt with it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Nope, you're right. That's probably like one of my biggest pet peeves, though. Like people that feel like first of all, they can't learn, they know it all.
Yep.
Right? And like, that shit just low-key annoys me though, but yeah.
I used to be the know-it-all, wallahi.
Oh, were you?
Oh my God. Wallahi, if I tell you.
Grown.
For the people that know me in high school or, in middle school, I was a smart aleck, you know what I mean?
Yeah?
Thought I knew everything. I was very judgmental. I used to be very judgy, you know, and yeah,
We
it
all
was
had that
bad.
phase.
It was bad. You know, I remember even like my friends, they would be smoking in high school, and I remember like I remember there was this big thing they used to clown me for, where like I had a friend of mine that was going into a tobacco store to grab a Swisher, and he asked me for 50 cents, you know, because I was the only nigga that was working. And I said, nah, fam. If you going to buy a Swisher, I'm not paying for that shit.
Hiya.
And I sat in the car while they ended up finding 50 cents and smoking. And I just sat in the car.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I was trying to like stop them. And I was like, yeah, y'all niggas this. And I ended up smoking with them maybe like less than a year later.
Yup.
You know what I mean? Shit. But it's like, that's the crazy how the life things turn, you know? Because it was like I had so many friends that were smoking in high school. And I ended up digressing so much quicker than everybody else, because, you know, it was like I think I was just dealing with so much more. But
Yep.
they were smoking. I wasn't smoking. I was judging them for smoking. And then about a year and a half later, I was doing bars and they still were smoking. I was
Please.
doing perks and they still was smoking. You know, I was doing Fetty and they still was
Still was
smoking.
smoking.
And I'm like, you know, and they're like, you know, what happened to
you
you?
a hypocrite.
What the fuck happened to you? You know? But I look at those things as like times of like, where, you know, they say be humble or be humbled. And I definitely was humbled.
Oof.
You feel me?
Yes.
You know? And so, yeah. I was the smart ass.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like we all had that phase, that judgy phase.
Yep.
And, you know, don't ever say never.
Never
'Cause
say never.
Everything I said I'd never do,
Yep.
I got humbled fast.
Yeah.
So fast, you know? So you can't judge a lie, because God will show you and put you
Facts.
in that position, you know?
So tell me a little bit about, you know, so you're in recovery. Mm-hmm. How long you been in recovery?
1 year. Just hit.
You know, I would press the button, but I don't know where the button is. You know, so just real quick, this is our second take. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't know where it is. I did it one time. I don't know where it is again. You feel me? It's a Mas'abene. We cut that out. You feel me? Might have been Mas'abene. But still, anyways, you know, I wanna congratulate you, because that's major.
Yeah.
95% of people relapse within their first year.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And so you made it through, and you made it. And so I really want to congratulate you, and you know, even more so that for you to tell your story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so amazing that you made it through that year, and then you turned around and said, you know, hey, I want to give back.
Yes.
I want people to learn from, you know what I mean, what I've been through.
Exactly.
And so resilient. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So tell me, we're gonna go backwards.
Hiya.
Right?
Hiya.
What made you want to get sober?
Ooh, what made me want to get sober?
You were using for
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
And majority of those 5 years, it was fentanyl.
All right.
You know, like in addiction, I found out you can hit rock bottom multiple times.
Facts. The rock bottom isn't the rock bottom till you reach the other rock bottom. You feel me?
Well,
First it's like this,
no.
then it's like that, then it's like that. And you're like, what the hell? I thought this was the worst.
Exactly.
You can never say this is the worst. It
Exactly.
can always be worse.
But you know, my getting sober story
Yeah.
is like, I feel like now looking back at it, like it was so chaotic yet so beautiful. So I'm gonna just tell you how it happened, right?
All right.
So wait, I gotta remember one thing, how it began, the beginning of it. Oh, okay. So there was a plug, right? He was cool with me, type of thing, but like sometimes he was a little sketchy, right? He comes in the car, I give him the money. This is a very important part of the story. Okay, I
Give
know
him
it sounds.
some money.
Listen. I know it sounds like what's the point of it right now? Just listen to all that.
All right.
I gave him the money. Usually he gives it to me right after, right? He's like, oh, I'm gonna be right back. My brother has it. So you know, addicts know. Okay.
I'm not letting you leave. Nah, nigga. I'm following you. Where your brother at?
Type thing. Because, okay, you just came from your house. Why didn't you get
Talk
it from
to
your brother on
earlier.
the way out?
Yeah.
But then he pulled the guilt trip on me. Damn, Maryam, you don't trust me.
How many times have I given you shit?
You done heard it.
Yeah.
You heard it. But so I'm like, oh, damn, I feel like an asshole, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm a trust you type thing, whatever. So time goes by. This nigga taking a minute, right? You know what he does? He sends his wife down to distract me, right? I'm like, oh snap, like this is weird. She invites me into their house. Keep in mind, they live with their mom and everything, yeah? I said, nah, this plug would never let me into the heart of his home. Like, we ain't never did this before.
Something's
There's
going on.
radars going off in my head.
Yeah.
Like, this is off, right? We go in the house, and keep in mind, she's saying, oh, let me introduce you to my newborn baby. It was his baby too. Right? I'm like, okay, nah, she's trying to distract me. Like, you know.
Something's going on.
But anyways, so I end up going there. I'm like, yo, where's the plug, right? We're just gonna call him Abdi. Where's Abdi, right? She's like, oh, he's in the basement. Da, 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 da. I said, nah, y'all playing with me. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm withdrawing real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad. I was withdrawing. Had $60 to my name, right? I was like, you know what? Y'all can keep it. Well, like one thing in my addiction, I still had my pride. Like I said, y'all could keep it, like type shit, you know. So, this guy knows I know a lot of people. You feel me? So I could his whole entire like customers, like I could
Make
mess
sure
that
they
up.
don't fuck with him no more.
You know. So then he's like, oh my, wait. Wallah, I'm coming down now. Like an hour passed, bro. I'm like, okay, this is hurting me at this point. Right?
Yeah, what's going on?
He comes down, right? And you could tell like these pills are weird. They feel like real grainy, but then I was going through it so bad. Wallah, I didn't question it. The color was off. Everything was off, right?
Just
Abdirahman, when I tell you, I got so sick when I took those pills. Nothing was the same after that. Like, it felt like the more that I took, the more heightened my withdrawals got. And no matter how many days after that or anything, every time I tried to get high, like it wasn't working. Like he gave me some fucked up shit.
yeah.
Some whatever that was, like it probably was like some old or some shit that he knew that was fucked up that he got from his plug.
Yeah.
Right?
So that he can get some more shit.
Type thing. So basically he was gonna use my money to go get some good, like something better, you know? Anyways, so I'm sick no matter, even if I go to a different plug, I'm just getting sicker, right? Oh my God, when I tell you, keep in mind, I got into a big fight with my family the week before. I was barred out. I got fired. My whole family wasn't fucking with me. Just know that, right? So like, that's really like when you're iced out and none of your siblings, nobody's fucking with you. So this is the beginning. And that was needed. Wallahi, that was so needed. Sorry. So fast forward, I ended up, after a while, I'm like, okay, let me go home. I'm sick. I'm telling you, I was up for 24 hours, yeah? Wallahi, I wish I was exaggerating, Abdirahman. I was scrolling on TikTok the whole night, because when I'm withdrawing, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep one bit. I'm telling you, I kept scrolling. Every single video, if it wasn't an ad, it was about Islam. Every single video. I'm getting shaky right now thinking about it. Whew, I'm sorry, give me a second.
Take your time.
Because it's real. I'm telling you, it's real. Every single video was about Islam, right? I'm like, okay, this is so weird. But like, imagine for that many hours, you're consuming nothing but Islam, right? Every video back to back to back, right? So the morning comes, and then like I get this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna sound crazy right now.
It's okay.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna sound crazy, but this is so true, bro. Ooh, I'm tearing up thinking about it. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. But like, it's like screaming. Like it's not only a feeling, but like screaming, like, get up now, or else you are going to die today.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you guys, Eli was speaking to me. I'm telling you. And it was such like a dominant feeling, but also so gentle, you know? And I swear to God, like for like a good 5 minutes, my pain was eased. Like I didn't feel pain for like a good 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, this is not real right now. Like this is really happening. I'm telling you, it's like my head was like, it didn't feel real. Like, get up now or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Do not wait. And I swear I had a feeling, wallah, I was going to die that day if I didn't go. If I didn't go and get sober. So for a quick second, I got scared, right? Because I'm like, okay, let me call my brother because it's time, right? I got scared because I thought about the pain. I said, nah, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. Wallahi, it felt like something pushed me. Like, it felt like something pushed me towards the door. Like, nope. I said, yeah, it's time. Look at my hand shaking.
Yeah.
It's real. Like, it's dead real, right? So after that, I said, yeah. I said, it's time. Like, it doesn't matter when. I'm never going to be ready.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, I called my brother. Keep in mind, we weren't talking at the time because I fucked the whole house up. Like, I was very destructive because I was barred out, you know? And that's not an excuse, but...
I feel you, though.
Yeah, but you know how it gets, you feel me? And I called her.
The bars are like...
Them bars are dangerous, bro.
So bad.
Oh, my God.
I woke up in jail off bars multiple times.
Imagine. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. I'd never been to jail.
Nah, wallahi, bro. You just... Especially when you take an upper and a downer, when you off the bars and you're so fucked up, but then you're awake and then you're just like blacked out. Your whole body is on like autopilot.
Exactly.
And then you just wake up and you're just like, where the hell am I?
What happened?
Yeah, I woke up in booking cells. Even there was time where I was barred out and I got locked up. And I remember like, it wasn't until I woke up I had like kind of like flashbacks of like me getting arrested. But then I don't remember anything from them booking me to taking my fingerprints to asking like my name or any of those things.
Oh, yeah?
Or like there's a questionnaire they ask you before they take you upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of that shit. I just remember waking up and I'm in the bed and they have that fuzzy, ruggy like blanket over me and I just felt so warm. And I woke up and I was like, how did I get here? Yeah, bars would be doing shit to you a lot.
That's really how it happened.
Yeah.
Wallahi.
Yeah.
But I ended up calling my brother and I'm like, because keep in mind the week before they were trying to get me sober.
Yep.
People came to the house, like mental health people. I don't know what they were. They came with cops and stuff, but they were like, we can't force this girl into rehab, you know. But anyways, I called her and I said, I'm ready. Like, you know, he was in a whole different. I think he was in like where's that one far place? I forgot what it's called, but it's pretty far. Like he sped home, and yeah. So it was nighttime though. So I had to go through a whole
night of withdrawal.
Oh, I wanted to run.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times? Because at one point they all left me.
Yeah.
And I got tested. I got tested so many times.
Yeah.
Wallahi. Like they all left me. I was alone, right? And this is like the beginning. Like it's so bad.
Yeah, sweats.
How many times did I get up and I could have walked out? Like even when I was actually in rehab, like I could have walked out any moment. Like it wasn't a forceful thing.
Yeah.
But like I just had to keep like picturing the faces of the people that I loved and picturing myself. Like I didn't even recognize myself. When I went to rehab, I was 100 pounds, soaking wet. Like I'm 5'5". Like I was looking in the mirror and holy, like it was bad.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy, wallahi. But
what kept you going?
Wallahi.
But when you look at your, you know, because everybody has thoughts of relapse, especially early in. You know, like what kept you going the most?
Wallahi, what kept me going was like the look of disappointment in my family's face.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like that is the worst thing in the universe for me. Like I can never have that look again in my life.
Yeah.
Cause it's like,
It just stinks.
Oh, horrible. Horrible. Cause it's like, this is someone that I'd rather have them mad at me,
Facts.
yelling at me than quiet and
disappointment.
disappointed, you know? But on top of that, like, just, you know, getting my life back. Like, you know, when I was first sober, just little things like sleeping through the night, eating a meal, brushing my teeth, like small things like that just felt so big. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's like those are things that are minimal, if not non-existent.
Exactly.
You know, when you're struggling with addiction, you don't even think about those. The first thing that you think about
is
When am I gonna get high today? When am I gonna get fucked up?
How am I gonna get it?
How am I gonna get it? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna have to do? How am I gonna get there? I don't have a whip. Who do I gotta call? How do I gotta convince them to pick me up? If I don't got no money, who am I gonna call for them to pick up so that they can put us on?
Oh my
How can I get
God.
somebody to match them so it doesn't seem like they're getting finessed? And so then all of that getting together, now you got like 3 people in the car, you're splitting a perk.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You don't even get high by the end of the day.
You don't.
You you don't have to deal with withdrawal.
Yeah.
It gets to that point.
Ugh.
Talk to me about that night.
What?
That night before you went into treatment. What led you, like the feelings that you feel? Because there's some. Of course, this is geared towards viewers that are struggling with addiction, are in recovery, are currently trying to change. Yeah. But there's also a lot of viewers that aren't. Right? And they don't know what withdrawals feels like.
Oh, God.
So talk to us about that night. Because I really, really want people to understand. I want you guys to understand, really what withdrawals is. And I do talk about it a lot. I've done some videos on it,
There's not enough words
to explain. So how is it like for you?
Oh, like even right now, when I'm trying to say it, I know it's not going to be as heavy, as like it really feels like for me, it's like you're talking about the feeling, right? Of actual withdrawals.
Yeah, physical, mental, everything, emotional.
Oh shit. Like physically, like it's like I'm burning hot, like at the top, like my back. It feels like there's like a hot snake in my back, like, and then like my bones are freezing cold on the bottom.
Facts.
Like freezing cold. So I don't know if I want a blanket or if I want the AC.
Yeah.
Like, oof, it's so bad. I don't know how to explain it, Wallahi. It's just like, imagine your whole body's aching on top of the hot sweats and the shivers and the shakes and it's just piercing pain, Wallahi.
How weak did you feel?
Oh my God, like I'm gonna give you an example right now. When I walked in to when they had to wheel me into the actual rehab the next morning, right?
Yeah.
Like these people work with addicts. They work with, people that are in withdrawals all the time. The concern in this woman's face when they were checking my body, she picked my leg up, right? My legs, my arms are all shaking like this, like so bad. And she was like, oh my God, you poor thing. She's like, this is like, and especially when like a nurse or a doctor is saying it's like, this is bad.
That creeps you out.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, this is bad.
Yeah.
But well, I just wasn't taking care of myself. And you could see it. The first 4 years and a half, like no one could tell. Yeah. Because for women, I feel like it's just like, I feel like it's easier to hide.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't suspect it. And I think even more so, you guys have more pressure to be perfect.
Exactly.
So you're doing your ultimate best to try to hide it.
Exactly.
And so, a lot of people don't know.
They don't. Yeah. They really don't. And like, even like personality and character, like I was so determined that you wouldn't know whether I was withdrawing or high. Like if I was around my family, anything, like I would suck it up for that moment, Well, high, my tolerance got so high that it's like I wasn't even high. It was just to not be sick. Yeah. But when I was actually sick, like I would thug it out. Like people, my cousins, everybody, like they say to this day, Maryam, you looked like so normal, but as soon as I was alone, it's bawling, crying, rolling up in a ball, because like you can't do it in front of people.
Yeah, how did that make you feel? Living those, kind of the dual identity, dual life.
Oh, draining.
Yeah.
So draining to right now, I can't even fake as good as I used to.
Yeah.
I can't.
So real. You're just forced to be authentic. Recovery is an authentic way of living.
Yeah. And it's like so weird because like I used to be so good at it.
Yeah.
But now it's like anything I'm feeling like, why
isn't that the craziest thing though?
Yeah. Did you
I feel the same. I was the biggest liar. I used to lie through my teeth and nobody could tell.
Yeah.
Wallahi. And like now, even in situations or like mafia, I suck at mafia.
Do you?
I can't play mafia.
I know you could tell right away.
Easily.
But back then, though.
Oh, I was playing mafia real life. You feel me? Niggas couldn't tell. What? Like, so that's the thing is like, I really think it's like, it's just because of the way that you're living, you accept yourself for who you are.
Yes.
And it's the most beautiful thing when you accept yourself and you're so authentic and
Mm-hmm.
people see you and they take you as who you are because
Period.
you accept yourself.
And that's how it starts.
Like, of course.
That's how it starts, wallahi.
And so let's now go back and we'll meet in the middle, you know, about your addiction. Tell me a little bit about kind of how it started, you know, how did you start using? Where did it begin? How old were you? What do you think led into it? I know this is kind of a whole like collab of like questions, but
Yeah, I like
ask
it.
as you know.
So like I was 19 and like this was my first time really experiencing new people. I had like a really good group set of friends since like that I grew up with, you know, but they were like, you know, good girls, and I wish I stayed with them, honestly. But then I had this one friend, and she, you know, I kind of started drifting away from my other friends, and I started, you know, kind of hanging out with her because she got me into like, you know, meeting new people.
Turn up.
You know?
Yeah. How old were you?
I was 19.
19, okay.
Yeah. And then I was 18 turning 19,
Type shit.
but then like I didn't
Fresh out of
use-
high school.
Yeah, type of thing, but I didn't use until I was like 19 turning 20.
Okay.
So for the first like 11 months, right? They were doing Pink 10 Percocets, right?
At this point, were you using any other substances?
I was not using it at all.
Okay, so you didn't start with like just like was it?
I smoked weed a little
Okay.
bit here and there, but like
Yeah.
I was so paranoid that
Yeah.
like I hated it.
It was like a very like occasional thing.
Yeah, and only when people would beg me to do it, like
Yep.
come on, Maryam, like da, da, da,
Yeah,
da.
let's get it. Yeah.
So like it was just straight into like, you know?
Yep.
But sorry.
The P's were in pink
Oof.
tents.
Yep, they were in. The
Yeah.
Somali youth really was just really into it. And I remember like I saw them like they just started sniffing them. Like everybody was just sniffing them.
That shit was like $8.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember it was like $8, $7 pink tents. Yeah.
Yep. And then at first I was scared. Because imagine someone who's never seen anything like this before. And I was just like looking, and this kid yelled at me like, stop making me feel like a crackhead. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not. I'm just like, what is this?
why are you sniffing it?
Exactly.
Because you only seen sniffing cocaine in the movies.
In
and
movies and shit
shit. Yeah,
like
so you're
that.
like, what the fuck is this nigga sniffing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then like for a good minute, like I got used to it after a while. I hung out with them for a minute, right? And like
Comes normal.
Like, you know, after a while, you know, they start with the little peer pressure, like, oh, just try it, you're gonna love it. And you're always seeing these people feeling so good.
Yep.
You know, but then something in you is telling you, nah, I don't need it. I don't need it.
I'm
I don't
good,
need
yeah.
it. But once you're in an environment, it starts to become your new normal. And like that's what happened. So after 11 months, imagine hanging out with them every day, right? Of them like, you know, try it. And you're standing on business. On the 12th month, I made the decision. It was completely my decision, right? I was like, fuck it, I'ma swallow it, right? I said, all right, man, I'ma swallow it.
Hard body just took one pill straight to the dump.
Dalak,
Oh yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But after that, I swear, like I know now that I was addicted right away.
Immediately. 'Cause it was a
Immediately.
feeling that you've never felt before.
Oh my God. I started touching I'm like, oh my God, I see why you guys love this so much. Like, da, 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 da.
It smacked you randomly too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, that's the thing about sniffing is like, and then it hits you, but
With swallowing?
it hits you randomly. You don't expect it.
Because you're like, ugh, you don't feel nothing at first. Out of nowhere, you just feel so euphoric.
Yeah.
You know? And so we did that. It just continued, you know? Keep in mind, remember, even though I swallowed it, doesn't mean I'm an expert on pills.
Yeah.
Okay? Just because I'm doing them doesn't mean I'm an expert on pills either. You know, I'm trusting my friend, and I started hearing about fentanyl.
Yeah.
And people were dying, like peak
What
dying.
year was this?
I think it was 2019, 2020.
Yeah, that was when a lot of people were dying.
A lot of people. And like I just wanted nothing to do with it. Like, and that's when, you know, now everyone's doing fentanyl. But then it was like, you know, small amounts of people and people judging them.
Yeah, it was like there was people that did Percocets
And people that did Fetty.
fentanyl.
And the people that are doing the Percocets is, oh, you Fetty head.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit. I'm doing a real perk, real deal.
Like they're better.
Prescription.
Like as if we're better.
Yeah, facts.
You know? But then after what was the last sentence I said? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, as if we're better.
Yeah, as if we were better. No, there's something I said right before that.
You're talking about how in 2019, 2020, you were around people that were doing perks. You were doing perks yourself.
Yeah.
And you started just hearing about fentanyl.
Yep. So then, obviously a lot of people were dying.
Yeah.
I wanted no parts,
Yeah.
you know, and I used to, like, I'm so ashamed because I used to talk so much shit, you know, oh, Fetty this, Fetty that. Hell no, I'm never doing that. Woo. And like everybody around me knew, like hardcore #1 fentanyl hater, like Maryam's not fucking with this shit, you know? Yeah. And then after, so this is how it would work, right? I would put the money down, my friend would go grab, and then she would come back in the car and we'd do it together. So I never actually went to the plug on my own.
Yep.
At this point.
Yep.
You know, so I'm just trusting my friend.
That she's always grabbing it for you.
Because she's always grabbing it, you know? But then one day she was busy or some shit, you know? So I'm like, I want to go grab, you know what I'm saying? Like, da-da-da-da. So I go, and me and the plug are cool too. And my friend and the plug were dating, right? I told the story before, but I'll just say it again.
100%.
Yeah. So then I get in the car. The two guys in the back are talking about fentanyl, right? And I start talking my shit. What the fuck y'all talking about? Fentanyl.
Fuck that,
yeah. And they're all looking at me crazy. And I'm like, what the hell are they looking at me like that for? You know? And then he looks at me, he goes, but he shouldn't tell you. I am offended. Like, tell me what.
What you talking about?
Yeah. Like, what you talking about? Like, stop playing with me. You know? But then he was like, it felt like 20 years that this man wasn't speaking. I was like, tell me what, right? He goes, like, Maryam, that's what I've been selling out for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Oof. It felt like I was punched in the gut.
Betrayal, yeah.
Betrayal, like, and throughout my whole addiction, I swear Allah kept testing me with betrayal. Yeah. Like constantly, you know? But that one, it was like, cause I knew her even before all of that. Like, you know, like that was my girl, you know? And she lied to me every day, you know? And it was just horrible, wallahi. But after that, like, I'm knee deep. Like, I'm way too deep in. It was hard to go. It was hard to leave. And then it just continued. But I want to tell you this really one fucked up overdose story. I have a couple of them, but I have like 2 really fucked up ones. But I want to tell you one of them because it's so crazy. I'm sorry I just thought about it. I was with her, right? And then there was this mixed girl, and she was like a middleman kind of thing, you know? Like we'd give her the money and then she'd go to the plug. But I don't know her like that. My friend does, you know? And the girl ended up running off on us. You feel me? You okay?
Yeah, I just I don't want to like stop you in your story, but like I'm not trying to make excuses for the girl. Cause it's really fucked up.
Oh, trust me.
You know, it's really
I know.
fucked up.
She was in addiction herself as well.
You know, and wallahi, like I feel like I talk about my story, but I don't really talk about a lot of things that I regret.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things that you know, and it's a personal journey. You know, but I used to do shit like that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It wasn't like
It was because you needed to get what you wanted.
You feel me?
And that's how addiction works.
And like it was something that, wallahi, like I think to myself and I regret. It wasn't like I would always like tell somebody like, hey, let's go do it. But I've done that before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's really fucked up. You know, and I had to do a lot of digging in myself to forgive myself,
Yeah.
and also to ask for forgiveness from those people.
Period.
You know, but it is something that like the person I was just talking to my friend that was in jail.
Yeah.
You know, and he was in jail for something that, you know, he deeply regrets, and he's been in jail for a while. And, you know, the crime that he committed was when he was in addiction. He was struggling with addiction.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, you know, that the person that we were during that time period is not the person that we are now.
Yeah.
You know, and our addiction, it leads you to do so much crazy stuff that you don't even recognize. You don't even
Yes.
recognize what you do, the people that you hurt,
Yeah.
you know, the people that you cause damage to, you know, and how far that damage extends onto the person,
Period.
you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here thinking about how many lives I could have affected, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
It's hard.
yeah,
It's heavy.
you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know that's nothing like, you know, it's similar for me on the other flip side, you know, where I just, you know, I relate to her,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel really guilty inside and really feel bad, you know, and
Like the guilt of just being in that position and doing that type
Yeah.
of thing. Oh, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not like. How do I say this? Sorry. Like, I respect you. I really do.
Yeah.
Because at least like you're taking accountability and you're saying I'm wrong, and like, you know, like you gotta forgive yourself.
Yeah.
You have to, because like, addiction, what it does is it strips you to your core. You are no longer the person that you once were.
Yeah.
You know, you don't like. There's nothing coming in between you and getting what you need, and it's sad. It really is. You know,
Lie.
and you have a conscience, and the fact that you feel guilt shows that you are an amazing person. You know, so I don't blame her. Wallahi, I don't, because I know at the end of the day, it didn't have to personally do with me. She wasn't personally trying to fuck my life up.
Yeah, you know, people just be fucked up.
Yeah.
They just be fucked up, and nothing matters to them except for that high, because they feel like they're dead without it.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's not an excuse. It's far from it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Big facts.
Yeah, but I really wanted to share that because it was something that's heavy on my heart.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
Wallahi.
Yeah.
Because it even though I understood it, it made me see her perspective even better.
Yeah.
You know? Because bro, wallahi, we're all just human. Like we mess up, right?
Yeah.
None of us are perfect, wallahi. And like, you're so dope. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I look up to you so much, for real. So the fact that you just did that, like you just said that, people would hide that.
Well, I've done a lot of fucked up shit, you know?
Yeah.
And my addiction is, when I look at myself, wallahi, like when I look at the things that I've done throughout my addiction, and I look at myself now, you know, it took a lot of time of really digging deep to forgive myself, and not even more so understanding that I can be more than who I was, you know? But even at times from when I connect to people and, you know, I just hear stuff, you know, like I've never heard somebody explain to them like how a situation like that could impact their life.
Yeah.
You know? And I did listen to I listened to your TikTok video when you talked about that. It made me very emotional, wallahi.
Yeah.
You know, and I sat and I listened to it. I think I listened like 3 times. Yeah. You know, because it just, you don't hear that. You know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't in my you know, situation, it wasn't like it was intentional, you know, like it was just like the people that I would be around, yo, people would call me, yo, where are the perks at? People knew me as, yo, this nigga knows where all the perks are.
Yep.
And I would be like on some, yeah, you got perks is $40, you know, because that's how much a 30 cost.
Yeah.
And I would go get Fetties with it, and I would get more.
Yep.
And then I would act like I would be matching them, you know? But it's like when I think in retrospect, how many people that I could have,
affected.
It's tremendous.
Yeah.
And I remember looking back at that type of stuff, and I'd be like, damn, how many people might have been dead because of that? And alhamdulillah, there's nobody that I've ever like interacted with in that aspect where they ended up, overdosing and dying. Alhamdulillah, but I still think about it, because I'm like, that's heavy. But the worst thing about addiction is you never think about the consequences, because there isn't any consequences.
Isn't in that world?
Yeah.
There's no consequences.
Yeah.
You're just floating, and you just need to get what you need.
Yeah.
That's all that it is. Wallahi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was heavy for real.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know. Like this podcast, it's meant to like talk about shit, but I feel like sometimes it's like, it's crazy. It's like, and I just want to share this because it's like, it's a fucked up thing about community. It's like, what is the perfect recovering addict?
Ooh. That's true.
What is the perfect
That's a good question.
person in recovery? Because it's like, oh yeah, you talk about your addiction, the drug, and then that's it. But the nitty gritty of addiction is also real too. Yeah. That you've made mistakes that you have to forgive yourself for. You know what I mean? And it's like when you talk about certain things, you're afraid because you don't want that stigma to reach you.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking in my perspective because that's the truth.
Yeah. Facts.
Like you just be like, oh yeah, I did drugs and now I'm okay. You feel me? But that's not the real thing about addiction.
It's not.
Yeah. Everybody, makes mistakes, and addiction and recovery is about redemption.
Period.
But just even me hearing that, it was just something that, wallah, I think to even had you not talked to me and said, hey, yo, like, I probably wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I wanted to get that out of the way because it probably would have messed up my whole train of thought and needing to just talking to you.
I could see you were lingering. You're lingering a bit.
Because I was like...
You're still thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Damn, like, because like, it's like...
It makes you look within.
Yeah.
You're looking within.
Yeah, you feel me? So I want to thank you for asking me that. And also, your ability to just talk about whatever, you feel me, it allows me to also feel that way too in some ways, you feel me. And that's the great thing about vulnerability is it's reflective. Oof. When you're talking to somebody about what you got going on or whatever you've been through, it encourages and empowers somebody else to talk about whatever, you feel me, that may be. You feel me. And so I do want to redirect, not because I'm not trying to talk about anything, but because I stopped you in the middle of what you were saying.
Oh, you didn't
and I thought
stop
that
me?
was important. No, you were talking about you were telling me in the middle of an overdose story.
But no, it doesn't matter though. At the end of the day, well, I don't feel no way about it. If I see someone is like in a way looks a little upset or we wouldn't have been able to continue. So this is going how it's supposed to go.
Real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why we don't prepare anything.
We don't.
It's something real.
Yeah, I like it like that.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So tell me, about that story, And but before I do, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Wallahi, that means a lot.
Of course. Yeah. Wallahi, no. It's normal. It's normal, wallahi. But thank you for sharing that.
100%. Yeah.
You are so real. I don't think you understand, bro. But so there's two of them. I'm gonna tell you the one with the Somali boys first. And I told the story on that anonymous video as well. But
you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. Or the video or the...
Yeah, either or. Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on you. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk about the video after.
Okay.
So I was at the part where, or I'll just start all over.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. So it was me and the same girl, that same friend. We're gonna call her Farhiya. Okay. Me and Farhiya went to this girl that's like a middleman to the plug. It was just a little mixed girl, right? So we gave her the bread. She ended up running off. So we're pissed. And this is the real deal era. This is before fentanyl.
This is before you talked to the plug and all of that.
Yeah, before all that whole story. Okay. So we're like, okay, whenever we see her, it's on site. Like whatever. We ended up letting it go, taking the L, right? We ended up running into her, and then she was like, oh, okay. She was scared. She's like, I'll put y'all on right now. Da, 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 da. This girl makes like like these fat ass lines. Okay, so I'm thinking it's just perks or whatever, right? We park up. She breaks it down. I'm thinking she's just gonna turn us, and she was saying, "I'm about to turn y'all up. Like y'all gonna forgive me after this." Like, and I saw those lines. I said, "Yeah, she's turning us up for real." But
you're like, hell yeah, hell yeah, you sorry.
She was sorry.
Oh God.
I said, I ain't putting my hands on you, no way.
Yeah.
So she gives it to us, right? And I've overdosed one time before this, right?
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Isn't it so funny? Like when you're struggling with addiction, if you fight somebody or you deal, like somebody could do the most foul shit to you.
As long as they get you.
As long as they turn you up with a perk, you're good. We straight, dog.
Like, you my best friend now.
It's so real though. Well, I so many times niggas did it, whatever, and he's like, "Yo, my bad, bro," but.
Here you go.
There you go.
Well,
if they give it to me, that's perfect. If you bust down, we straight still.
Yeah.
But if you give it to me, that's even more.
Even better.
Yeah, I fuck with you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, like, it makes you forget everything.
Yeah.
You forget everything.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I'll continue. I just want to say that.
But no, I'm glad you said it because well, it's facts.
Yeah.
So I overdosed one time before this, so I knew how it felt to overdose. I knew like the beginning feeling.
What it leads up to.
And I start telling my friend, like, I'm touching my face. I'm like, Fragio. I said, don't let me go to sleep. Like, I start crying. Don't let me go to sleep. Don't let me go to sleep. Because I feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
You know? Boom. We both end up
knocking out,
overdosing, right? The girl leaves us for dead.
No.
Guess what is even worse? I think it was 2 or 3 Somali boys that we knew that didn't like my friend Frahia, right? But I didn't have a beef with them. They came, recorded us, and keep in mind, both of us were leaning on each other like this because our bodies are dead, right? Like, we're just messed up. So her head is leaning this way, my head is leaning this way, right? We're on a random street. They record us, leave us for dead. Okay. Wallahi, that's a lie. A lady, I think it was a man or a lady walking his dog. They broke the windows. They helped us. Random other people, wallahi, God bless their hearts. May Allah guide them. But they helped us. I woke up soaking wet, right? I feel like a glove. And every time I overdosed, I felt like my eyes and my head were so heavy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'm just like, and I hear my friend screaming, Maryam, like she thinks I'm dead. She's dead type thing, you know? But yeah, they left us for dead. Like the girl and those, I'm more mad about the Somali boys.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's messed up, super messed up.
And there were people you knew.
Yeah, we knew them.
How'd that make you feel?
Oh my God.
What they do with the video? They post it online or they
I
sent
don't
it
know.
to people?
I think they sent it to people.
And that's how you found out?
That's how I found out, yeah. They didn't end up posting it. Not that I know of. I don't think they posted it. But we ended up finding out that this girl gave us heroin, fentanyl, and like a bunch of other things. Like,
Shorty was trying to kill y'all.
It felt like she was trying to kill us. But I don't think she was. I think she
just was trying to turn y'all up.
She was trying to actually turn us up, but she didn't tell us that.
But she left you guys in the car.
She left us.
Why did she leave?
I think she got scared because she gave it to us.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
Yep. That's true. A lot of people don't know about Steve's Law. Steve's Law, basically, for viewers that don't know, is a law that protects individuals that are struggling with addiction or that are using substances. And if their friends overdose, that they won't be held they won't be arrested for their overdose, even if they use together. So long as they call the police. If they don't call the police and they leave, they actually get charged with manslaughter. And so it's a double, thing. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think she was scared, But then
So then you woke up.
Yeah, I woke up and I was still in the car. I was soaking wet
They didn't take you to the hospital. They just hit you with the Narcan there.
No, they ended up taking me to the hospital.
Okay.
And this nurse was so mean to me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she said one of the most messed up things in the most condescending voice ever.
Yeah, racism in the healthcare field is real.
Oh my God.
Really,
It was I still can't fathom it.
Yeah.
Cause Narcan makes you feel horrible.
Yeah, it takes the highway and you're in immediate withdrawal.
Yeah. So I'm rolling in a fetal position, kind of moving around why do I feel like this? I hate this. And she comes to me and she looks at me and she goes, I kid you not, in the most condescending voice, well, You and your friend took some Looney Tune pills, and that which make you feel really good. And what Narcan does is it reverses that, so you're gonna feel pretty shitty. Okay. Oh my God, trabaja a ver con the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, that didn't feel professional to me. But it's like,
Far from
who's
it.
going to be professional to an addict? Like, I get it,
Yeah, my first time getting an overdose, and I went to North Memorial Hospital, and the security guards beat my ass. I beat my ass. I ran out because I overdosed with 3 of my friends, and they ended up taking 1 pill, and I took 2. Because we came up that day.
Yep.
Feel me? And I was putting everybody on, so they took 1, and then I took 2, and they're Fetty. It was my first time taking Fetty.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Fetty though.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
It's literally the same situation. I overdosed, and I flatlined. And I remember waking up on the gurney, and they ripped my shirt.
Yeah.
And I wake up, and I'm like this, and I see my homie. Allah Naharisi, he died, but
Allah Naharisi.
he was like, and I remember we exchanged eyes and then knocked out. Wallah, I just remember that.
I'm sorry, that's not funny.
Yeah, but it's real though.
It's just the way you said it.
Because he was like, I remember waking up and he was just like moving, trying to get off of the gurney.
Yeah.
And my gurney was like this up, but like 90 degree.
Yep.
And his was too. And he was taller than me. And I remember just looking up like this, and he was just like,
He's trying to fight him.
Yeah. And I knocked out. But then I woke up and they were all gone. And one of the homies that OD'd, his neighbor was there.
Yeah?
Let's just call her whatever. Nasra. We call her Nasra. Nasra was sitting there, and I said, yo, where did these niggas go?
Yeah.
She said, they let them go. I said, what? I said, bet. I'm leaving too. I try to walk out. They said, you're not going nowhere. And mind you, I didn't have clothes. I didn't know where my clothes was, my phone, anything. I just was angry that I was here. And it was nighttime. And when I overdosed, it was like midday.
Oh, so you was out for a minute.
They put me in it's called a medical induced coma. They put this shit in my throat, and when they seen that I was gonna wake up, they took it out.
Allah.
I flatlined. Like they told me, because what happened was I ended up trying to leave.
Yeah.
And then they tried to stop me, and I pushed somebody like this.
Okay.
And then they tried to chase me. I started running, and some big ass nurse just came and tackled me.
Oh my God.
And they put some green shit on my neck.
Green?
Yeah, it was green. I remember looking like this. It was green. And then I knocked out. And the next time I woke up was the next day. And some African dude was there. And he was bulk big. You feel me? And he was like, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Like,
I like that kind of comfort.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was like, I just was like, nah, nigga, I'm trying to get out of here.
You wasn't hearing that shit.
Yeah. And then I called my homies. And basically, they held me. They said, you can't leave. Mind you, I have no clue what Narcan is. They didn't explain it to me in any type of way. But when you're in an overdose, when you overdose and they hit you with Narcan, if you took a high amount of,
they need more.
They need you to keep you there for at least 24 to 72 hours because the Narcan will wear off. Yeah. And if it was such a heavy dose, you could slip back into an overdose even without taking another pill.
Yeah.
And so they were keeping me there. And I never had any medical record of use or like overdosing or anything like that before.
Yeah.
So they were worried.
Yeah.
But they kept me there without telling me any of these things. So I was like, what the fuck are these niggas keeping me here? I was so mad.
They should have communicated with you.
They didn't communicate shit with me. I kept trying to leave. They wouldn't let me leave. And then I had my homies come back to me because the next day, and they brought some clothes to me, whatever.
Yeah.
And I changed clothes in the bathroom, and I had them talk to the nurse, and I tried to run out. And I said, tell me where the car is. They started chasing me. I go down the stairs, go down the exit. I walk out, and while they're chasing me, I run, and they're like, I'm getting out of the door. I'm going this way. There's a person coming this way. I was trying to go to the car. It was down that way. And the only way that I could be able to escape was to cross the street of moving traffic. I didn't see any cars. Boom, my leg right here gets hit by a car.
Oh, subhanallah.
Boom, I fall right. The nigga, he just looks up. It's a white guy. He looks like this, and he just drives. A lie.
Subhanallah.
And they try to drag me back into my hospital room, but the doctor, because he was sick of my shit, gave me discharge papers where basically I had to sign that I left without
doctor's
orders. And then when I left, they tried to kick me out of the hospital, and I was still waiting for my friends because my friends dipped. They wouldn't let me stay. I'm making a phone call. I'm like, yo, leave me alone. I'm trying to make a phone call. He tries to grab me. And these niggas just beat my ass. Because I pushed one of them off me and they beat my ass. And
that's a lawsuit.
And they kept hitting me on my
the leg
knee.
That's hurting.
Yeah, yep.
So they didn't even check your leg, nothing.
I had to go to Southdale a day later. And they told me that my knee was fractured.
Fractured?
Yeah. Yeah. Like a day or two later, I was stuck in it. But yeah, wallahi, healthcare racism is a true thing.
Oof.
And they trespassed me from that hospital for a whole year. And I tried to call them. I remember like less than a year later, because that was 2017. In 2018, I moved to Duluth at the end of 2018. And when I was in Duluth, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I could sue these niggas.
You could.
I asked them for the footage. They said, we don't have any footage of that.
Oh.
Bullshit. I was young, dumb, and vulnerable.
Oh,
Yeah.
wallahi, they took advantage.
So
Wallahi,
much
they
advantage.
took advantage. Oh my God, that is like horrible.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, what?
We go through those type of things.
These men said we don't have no footage.
They told me no footage. Well, I'd be like,
They're lying.
yeah, of course they're lying.
Bello.
Yeah. That's that song. What do you call it?
Yeah. But damn.
So talk to me a little bit about how it's like as a, because wallahi, honestly, when you just told me that story about those Somali boy recording you, wallahi, that's just really fucked up, first and foremost. And I want to acknowledge that. But I really want to talk a little bit more about what it's like to be a woman and to be a woman and an addict, right? Or to struggle,
With addiction
with
and being
addiction,
a woman.
being a woman. How was that like for you? And then even more so as a Somali woman,
Ooh.
as a Muslim woman, how was that like? How was that navigating that life like for you when it came to dealing with other addicts or in that type of world? And then also on the outside, how that was, for people that knew you when they, when you were struggling with addiction, how they treated you, all of those components. I really want you to talk about those experiences because I feel like that is very important and has a lot to do with even the success rate of a woman in recovery.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And even taking those steps to get sober. Because what people say to you impact how you think of yourself.
Wallahi, that's true.
Yeah.
Wallahi, that's true. I feel like, and that's a really good question, by the way. It's hard. It's really hard because you're expected of so much and like everything has to be perfect when it comes to a woman, a Muslim Somali woman. There's no room for mistakes. There's no room for addiction. And people that weren't struggling with addiction that were in my life, I really felt like just so much judgment. I felt really small, and sometimes I kind of struggle now that now that I'm in recovery, somehow now I'm worthy of their love.
So
Now I'm worthy of being around. At first it was, don't bring that girl to my house, don't invite her here, don't now it's, I'm so proud of you, and I appreciate it, because regardless of anything, positivity is beautiful, but obviously I need it now, but that girl was so much she was worthy of love too.
Yeah.
She was worthy of support. Yeah. She was worthy of just people taking care of her and caring for her. Just because when someone's doing good now, it's the perfect timing, but that doesn't show who you are as a person. Because if you were in that same position, it's all right, well now you want people there. You yearn for people to see you as a human being when you're in addiction. And it's almost impossible. And when I went to rehab, that's the most understood I have felt. Ever. I felt for the first, and it's such a big transition because you just came from the outside world where you are shunned and just not wanted to just suddenly in a community that sees you and understands you and doesn't judge you. And wallahi, I felt so much love as if these people were my family. And it's just kind of another level of just something that was needed. 100% that love was needed. But it's sad that the people sometimes you expect it from, they don't show up. And I respect it at the end of the day because sometimes it is a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying go out of your way, but you know, we can go without the dirty looks. We can go without the, you know, talking down on a person,
Or
making
talking about airing their business.
exactly. Oh, did you hear so and so's daughter had the
meeshan lagu arkay
yeah,
waxaas
waxaana
sameynaysaa
cabaysay. Oh my God. And let's talk about these uncles.
yeah
Snap.
yeah
Oh my God, I have seen some things and I have experienced some things.
yeah
And sorry.
because a lot of people, a lot of men, right, take advantage of young women that are struggling with addiction.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for their own kind of like stuff and shit like that.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And it's so much worse than you would think.
Yeah.
You know, it is so much worse than you would think. Like these people, these men have wives, they have children. And, you know, most of these girls are like, you know, little 19 to 20 something year old girls. They could be older, they could be younger too. But like they prey on these girls that are vulnerable. And they obviously need something, you know, and not every girl has finesse. Not every girl has finesse on some, okay, I'm going to tell this man what he wants to hear, then I'm going to run off. Because that's what I did. And I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations doing that.
Yeah.
A lot. And it was so scary. But, you know, some women, it's either, you know, they don't have the finesse, they don't know how to, or makarayan. You know, that you get to a point where you're just like, fuck it. Like, you know? And wallahi, these men, they know exactly what they're doing. And it's so crazy because they just look like regular uptees. Regular.
Yes.
Oh, those men. Not all of them, but those type of men. Like, oh my God, it is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so much worse than people think that it is. Like, it's not one or two.
It's like a hidden secret.
Yes.
And the worst part about it is it's coming. They're preying on a community that's already marginalized and people already think low of. So whatever they say doesn't really
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And also, it's who cares about you.
Yeah.
It's who cares about what you're feeling. Like, you know, if you're scared, if you're sick, if you're whatever, you know, you're just like a little game.
Yeah.
You know, because people think that addicts, you know, they don't have people that love them or, you know.
That's why they're going through addiction or whatever.
Exactly. You know, so they feel like they can do whatever they want, you know. And, well, I have heard the craziest of stories and I've experienced some weird shit. And I swear that itself ruined the perspective of like not ruined, but it really tainted it of marriage and kind of like Somali men. You know, it scared me.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like, damn.
This is how y'all niggas moving.
Yeah. Like, you have daughters my age.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't give a care in the world. Like, that is so heavy. It is honestly so heavy, all I hear.
Yeah.
There's so much sexual assault that happens every single day. There's so much rape that happens. There's like, it's crazy, honestly. And it's all just, you know, it's all just quiet.
Yeah, and there's nobody that just speaks about it because even if they're afraid to speak about it because they themselves, like, how did you put yourself in that predicament?
Yep.
Or like, I think
Yep.
you know what I mean? Things like that. And then while or disan or like they're already well known or like I think maxaa sheegaysaa gabar wasana tahay waxaana isticmaashaa
nothing you said is valid.
Exactly, yeah.
Nothing you're saying is valid. Nothing you can say to me that I will believe. And sometimes even if it's happening right in front of you, they don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it is hard because like everything you just said is just so deeply true. And I hate that it's like that.
Yeah.
Like I just wish it was different. I wish that we would just listen to our sisters.
Yeah.
And love them and support them and help them.
Yeah.
You know, but for some reason, the first thing people want to do is just silence them.
Yeah.
You know, silence us. You feel me? But Yeah, SA is so common when it comes to women in addiction. It is so common that it's scary. And I wish like I was just like a superhero and I could just help everybody.
Yeah, or kill all them niggas type
Yeah,
shit.
like just put it. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna kill them.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, may Allah make it easier on everybody who went through that, and may He give these men
space.
a safe space to these women as well.
Yeah.
Yes, but give these men what they deserve.
100%.
You know, and hopefully they change. You feel me? We gotta scare these men, y'all. We gotta scare
what happened to
these
beating
men.
niggas up?
Like,
I mean, niggas get shot now too, but I feel like sometimes you gotta discipline. Yeah,
Sometimes
100%.
forget a gun. Sometimes somebody just needs a real good old ass whooping.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, that's really amazing. I wanna, just ask you a couple more questions real quick. You know what I mean? Because I know that time is getting with Deranaya, and so I want to ask you, what was your lowest moment in your addiction?
What was my lowest moment in my addiction? Wallahi, there's so many, and it's so sad to say that. My lowest moment. Damn, I'm so sorry. I feel like that story that I told you.
Were you overdosed?
When I chose to get sober. When I was
the
alone.
withdrawal.
Yeah, I was alone in the bed. I couldn't do anything to fix my pain. Like no matter how much I used.
Yeah.
And I felt as if in that moment no one loved me, no one cared. In that moment I was just alone.
It was only you feeling that pain.
Only me feeling that pain, and I felt as if everyone else was against me. And even the one thing that was there for me this whole time was no longer there for me.
Yeah.
Like the drug was not there for me no more.
Yeah, because that was the thing that you were leaning on.
One thing I was leaning on.
Yeah.
That thing dipped too. So it was probably that moment.
Yeah. And I feel that whole thing about not knowing what to choose.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is there's always something worse.
Yeah.
But there's always so many different moments where you think about like, damn, was this the worst or was this the worst? Or was that the worst or was that the worst? Because there's so many different situations.
So many. Honestly. Wallahi. Like, and just withdrawal itself, like, wallahi, when I was in detox, I was hallucinating. Like the nurses had to slap me out of it, of how bad.
I hope not physically, right? They didn't.
No.
Okay.
Like no, they're just like you're okay.
Yeah,
like not actually slapping me, but But I thought I was dying. Like I was like screaming, I was crying, I was seeing things that were not there.
Yeah.
It's so hard, wallahi, and I'm just happy that I didn't walk out.
Yeah.
Because I kept telling myself, yo, I made it this far.
God, just a little bit left.
Just a little bit left. Like, just keep going. Like, you'll feel better. And I was tossing and I was turning. I was crying. I was screaming. Everything, every emotion in the world, every action in the world, like, I felt like I did. And, me as a person, I naturally just push myself to crazy limits. Like, there was a girl that got there the same day as me. So we were there at the same time. But on the second day, like, I was like, let me go to group. Let me do something. And I was in group with my head leaning to my knees. Like, I can't even hear what's going on. But I'm telling myself, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. You're going to go crazy. Like, you need to be around people. You need to, interact. You know what I'm saying? And they had to wheel me everywhere. And I'm shaking still. I'm still in active withdrawals.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Allah. I'm just glad, wallah, alhamdulillah. Yeah.
What is, so, you took these videos where you would mark different moments in your recovery.
Yeah.
Right? So we talked about that turning point.
Yep.
What caused you to get sober. You talked about what kept you going throughout the withdrawal, more specifically, and what led you into, rehab or treatment. But there was something very specific that you did that really caught my eye because I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Throughout your recovery journey, throughout this first year, where you would record yourself.
Yeah.
Throughout different moments and talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote a letter to myself 9 months into my recovery or 8 months into my recovery.
Yeah.
And it was for myself a year from then.
Wow.
And I look back at it, you know, but it wasn't something that I chose.
Yeah.
It's actually in the fellowship.
Yeah.
And they were the ones like say, write a letter to yourself.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that I did it. But I really, really want to know, and I think people would also want to know who've watched your video, what compelled you to do that? Was that, and how do you feel when you look at those videos, especially when you were compiling them together moments before your year? So, right, I'm assuming that you did it like maybe the day before or something along those lines. So watching those videos, because you probably watched it a couple of times as you were compiling it.
Yeah.
How did that feel? But first, what compelled you to do that?
Do it.
Yeah.
So when I was taking the first video while I was in active addiction, I didn't think I was gonna make it the next year to see that video.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why I said in the video, like, hopefully I'm alive by then, or.
I want to just really, that's so powerful because it is so true.
Yeah.
About how when you're struggling with addiction, there's no certainty about life. You do not think that you will make it. And I vividly remember, like, it's so true.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think that you're going to make it. Yeah. There's so many near-death situations that you've been in where you know that life is not certain. And I think it's a beautiful thing in an aspect. Like, I think, of course, it's not all the way. You shouldn't think, oh, my God, like, you know, because it can hold you back at times. You know, you should always plan and work and think, because you won't, if you think you're going to die tomorrow, you won't think about a year from now or how you can get to where you want to go. But in the aspect that you understand life is short.
Yes.
You know, and then you always think, inshallah, inshallah ila garsi. You know, and this is such a beautiful thing. And so I just wanted to comment on that.
Thank you. Yeah. I do appreciate that. And I'm glad that you emphasized on it because of like how deep it actually is while you're in addiction. Like you genuinely don't even know how far you're gonna make it. So when I made that first video, like, I swear to God, it was just a silly thing. Like, I didn't even think that it was gonna come up to anything. But obviously when I got sober, you know, the crazy part, I was watching Maryam's podcast.
Oh, wow.
That you recorded when I was fresh out of rehab. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And
she sat right there in that chair.
I'm so happy. Look at her paving the way. I love it. Shout out to you, Maryam. But
somebody got the way. You guys are the same name too.
I know, it's so crazy, right? And her story, wallahi, it reminded me so much of mine, you know? And I just resonated with so many things that she said. And I just absolutely love her. But like, I cried watching her video, and I remember like saying like, I want to tell my story. And I want, like, you know, to have as much courage as they have, you know? So I didn't know the idea that I was going to have yet, but I knew I was going to do something. And I knew that video was there, but I kind of put it in the back of my head. So the first video was taken on my 23rd birthday. Oh, wow. On my 25th birthday, day of, like, I wasn't planning on it. Wallahi, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a video. Wallahi, I grabbed the phone, I recorded it. And like, you can hear my friends saying, oh, take your video in the beginning, you know? And after that, it's like, okay, I'm going to continue to do this, because after I watched it back, like I put them together even then. And wallahi, I brought myself to tears. Because this there's no way this is happening. Somebody who is just so hopeless, like just one video ago, has all like you know,
all this strength.
Yeah. And I big ups to myself. I don't credit myself enough.
Fucking did that.
I fucking did that.
Oh God, you did. You did do that shit.
I did that shit. And I thugged it out. And alhamdulillah, now here, and I don't want to look back. Like I don't even like cravings and thinking about it. Like like it just feels nasty to me now how bad I was treating my body, you know? And it's like, because when you're in it, you're not thinking about like what you're doing to your body. You know, I started coughing up black mucus. I started coughing up black mucus when I was in addiction.
Yeah.
And I was like, while I was in it, I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, you know? But holy shit, I look back at that and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah.
You know? Alhamdulillah, ain't no more black mucus coming out of me.
Facts.
A lung detox, all of that. All right.
God, yeah.
But yeah. So that's how it happened. And after that, like I just continued because every video was what's the word?
Different milestone.
Yeah, and motivating myself.
Yeah, it
like,
kept you going because you look back at it.
Yeah. Well, I kept looking back at it. Every time I felt low, every time like I felt discouraged, like I would go back to it, you know.
Gave you something to strive for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Type shit. And it felt like it needed to be finished.
Yeah.
Like, and it's still now that I hit a year, it doesn't feel unfinished.
100%, because it's a lifetime journey.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
I will be a recovering addict for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, and I fully accept that. Like,
100%.
people think you get sober and you're no longer an addict.
Nah, it's a lifetime journey.
Yeah, it's a war for life.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I think it's the most beautiful war because you're fighting yourself. You know, jihad nafsi way, and you're always looking to better yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the most beautiful things about the life of somebody that is a recovering addict is that you're constantly looking at ways to better yourself.
Yes.
And there's no better drive than coming from where you came from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I have.
From all of the mistakes that you've made, all of the things you've done to damage your own self, you know, the weight, the shame, the guilt, the anger, the frustration, the, you know, near-death experiences. And you look at all of that and you just look at yourself. And it's like, as you're constantly growing, you look back and you can't even recognize yourself. And that's the goal, to never recognize who you were. You're always growing. Of course, you recognize, but like in the same, like, damn.
I know what you mean.
That was really me. You know, I can't even believe I was thinking like this. I can't believe I was acting like that. And that's not even, if I think about myself 2 years ago, 3 years into my sobriety, I'm like, damn, like I was really thinking like that. But that's the growth. Is you're always hungry for that growth.
Yes.
You know, it's a lifetime experience. And a lot of people, sometimes people don't think like that. Some people think that they're good with where they're at.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not thinking of that there's anything, you know what I mean, you know, that they can do better in. And so the thing about being in recovery that's so beautiful is you're always looking to do better in every aspect and category of your life.
Well, I have.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree.
So last thing I want to ask is, what are some advices, let's say name 3 advice that you can give to somebody that is battling what you've battled, somebody that was, you know, in your, you know, once in your shoes, or that is in your, you know, your past shoes.
Yeah.
What are some advices that you can give to them?
I say the first one is probably, because this is something I really struggled with. I thought it was impossible because I never saw someone with my case that was doing it for that long and that much amount of drugs and make it out.
Yeah.
You know, everyone that I knew was either always relapsing or they were in jail, or you know what I'm saying, or just never got sober or dead.
Yeah, real shit.
You know? So I struggled with feeling that it was possible, but it's tell yourself, know that it is possible. That's number 1.
100%.
It's so much more possible than you think it is. Wallahi. Secondly, don't wait to be ready. Don't wait too long to be ready, because that time will never come. And we are not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're not even promised today.
Facts.
If we're being honest, you know? Number 3 is take it easy. Love yourself.
Yeah.
Breathe and know that you are loved and you are supported, all right? I know it feels hard right now. And like, you know, I don't know, I'm just looking at you.
It's all good either way.
Yeah.
You can look at the camera too.
I'm looking at y'all too, but if anyone needs to talk, like I'm here type of thing, you got it. Like fight that war. Lie.
You'll make it out.
You will make it out.
Shit, we made it out.
We made it out.
You can do it too.
Well, if we did it, you can do it too.
100%.
Anyone is capable.
Yeah.
You are capable.
Recovery is possible.
Recovery is possible. You know.
Thank you so much, Maryam,
Thank
for
you.
being here. This was an amazing podcast,
Yeah.
and I hope that this reaches as many people
Yeah.
as possible, because your story is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and your courage is admired. It's admirable.
Yeah.
And I know people will feel the same. And so thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Mm-hmm.
Ilaku Barakeo.
I mean,
We out.
bye.